Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Nahmaduhu wa nasta'inuhu wa nastaghfiruh. Wa na'udzu billahi min syururi anfusina wa min sayyiati a'malina. Man yahdihillahu fala mudilla lah wa man yudlilhu fala hadiya lah. Asyhadu an la ilaha illallah wahdahu la syarika lah wa asyhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluh. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala ali Muhammad kama sallaita ala Ibrahim wa ala ali Ibrahim wa barik ala Muhammad wa ala ali Muhammad kama barakta ala Ibrahim wa ala ali Ibrahim fil alamin innaka Hamidum Majid. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli, amma ba'. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful, all praises be to Allah. We praise Him, we ask for His help, we ask for His forgiveness. We seek refuge with Allah for the weakness of ourselves and for the badness of our deeds. Whoever been given by Allah guidance, then nobody can be a misguider for him. And whoever be misguided by Allah, then nobody can be a guider for him. I bear witness, there's no God worthy to be worshipped except Allah. Only Him, no associate for Him. And I bear witness that Muhammad is His messenger and His servant. O Allah, give good prayers upon Muhammad and the family of Muhammad, and who give good prayers upon Abraham and the family of Abraham. O Allah, bless upon Muhammad and the family of Muhammad, and who bless upon Abraham and the family of Abraham. Really most worthy of praises and most noble. Today, inshallah, we'll continue with our topic, 50 Quranic rules on soul and life. And we, praise be to Allah, have finished the 15th rules last week. That is which talking about Wal-Aqibatul Muttaqin, and the ending are for those who are pious. Those who have piety will always prevail in the end. So we read about it, then Alhamdulillah, that is what Allah Ta'ala rule for us, for all His creatures in this world, either in the lifetime of this world or in the hereafter. We know that all the promise of Allah in the hereafter will be there for those who are pious, but Allah Ta'ala also give that the same promise for those who are pious in this world. Today we will continue with our 16th rule of Quranic rules about soul and life. That is really the saying of Allah from the surah Al-Ma'idah, verse number 100. Surah Al-Ma'idah, verse number 100. Allah Ta'ala said, Qul la yastawil khabithu wa tayyibu. Say, O Muhammad, it is not the same. It's not the same, the evil and the good. Except that the word khabith, sometimes it meant bad, sometimes it meant wicked. So as where the verse or the that is you can always know the meaning. So the differences, because khabith can be evil, can be misguided, can be bad. So that the word that being used. So Allah Ta'ala said, Qul la yastawil khabithu wat tayyibu. Say, O Muhammad, there is not the same, the badness or the evilness with the goodness. Hadihi qa'idatun Qur'aniyyatun 'azimatun. This is a great Quranic rule. Yahtajuhal insanu fi maqam tamyiz bain al-aqwal wal af'al. That a human need this rule in the position of differentiating between saying and doing. Whatever being said or being done by anybody or by himself, is actually always there is a measurement they have to have it. That is actually to differentiate between the bad and the good. Wasulukiyat wal maqalat, and also from the character of a character, and also from the saying, whatever he listen from saying, he must always need this rule. There's actually the bad or the evil is not equivalent, it's not the same as the goodness. Al-khabithu, the word khabith is said here, ma yukrahu, whatever being disliked, whatever being disliked, bisabi rada'atihi wa khasasatihi, because of its lackness, is not is unnobleness, and also because of the slyness that it have. Something that is sly and we don't have bad attention in it is called as khabith. Sawa'un kana shay'an mahsusan, is actually either something that perceivable, that you can see and touch, or shay'an ma'nawiyan, or it's actually symbolic. Something symbolic also can be like that. It's not only always physical, maybe by symbolic or the meaning of something can also become khabith. فالخبيث إذا يتناول, that by that the word khabith is actually comprehend kullu qawlin batilin, every batil, every untrue word or untrue idea, waradi'in fil i'tiqad, and also that is actually low or down in the belief. Whatever opinion that is actually untrue, or any belief that's actually so low, not having any value. Wal kadhibu fil maqal, that's actually from the sense of whatever inside your head or your heart. Wal kadhib fil maqal, also lying, a lie in saying. Whoever say something like is also called khabith. Wal qabihu min al fi'al, and also what is actually ugly from whatever the doing of a person, means doing, saying, and belief. Whatever inside you that's actually untrue or not or a lie, or also ugly from the doing, is called as khabith. The word khabith being used. فَكُلُّ خَبِيثٍ لَا يُحِبُّهُ اللَّهُ وَلَا يَرْضَاهُ. So every khabith, every bad or evil thing, is actually Allah dislike it. Allah dislike it and will not pleased with it. Bal ma'aluhu ila jahannam. Even that the ending for the khabith, the bad or the evil, is actually inside the hellfire. Kama qala ta'ala azza wa jalla, as being said by Allah the Almighty in Surah Al-Anfal, verse number 37. Allah Ta'ala said, وَيَجْعَلَ الْخَبِيثَ بَعْضَهُ عَلَى بَعْضٍ, and He, Allah, will make all the bad or the evil to be combined to each other. فَيَرْكَمُهُ جَمِيعًا, then he will sum it up, lump it up together. فَيَجْعَلَهُ فِي جَهَنَّمْ, and he will make it inside the hellfire. That's the ending of badness or evilness. وَإِذَا تَبَيَّنَ مَعْنَى الْخَبِيثِ هَا هُنَا, and if the meaning of the word khabith, bad or evil, is clear here, فَإِنَّ الطَّيِّبَ بِعَكْسِهِ, then the word tayyib, good or goodness, is actually بِعَكْسِهِ, is actually the opposite of the bad or evil. فَيَدْخُلُ فِيهِ الْوَاجِبُ وَالْمُسْتَحَبُ وَالْمُبَاحُ, and inside the goodness will be whatever being obligated, whatever being encouraged by the religion, and whatever being permissible by being given the authority inside the religion to be done. You can do it. It's actually mubah or halal. So whatever is obligated, encouraged, and halal, that is actually inside it the thing about the goodness, the good, or the whatever being Allah Ta'ala want you to do. Min al-aqwal, from among saying, aw af'al, or doing, action, was sahih fil mu'taqadat min al mu'taqadat, and also what is right from the among the beliefs that you have. So three things that, like badness consists of three things, three segment, and also the goodness also from three segment. فدخل في هذه القاعدة كل ما يحبه الله ويرضاه. So um, will be inside this rule everything that is actually being lovable by Allah, loved by Allah, and also he pleased by him. From among the wajibat, what we obligated, mustahabbat, what is being encouraged, and what mubahat, whatever being permissible inside the religion. So the three things essentially inside it is what is called goodness. What is called goodness. Tayyib. Fala yastawil iman wal kufr. So because of it, that is actually not equivalent. Iman, the belief and disbelief. You cannot say it is the same. That we have today in our society. Some people say that essentially it's not. It's the same whether you believe God or not believe in God. You have a faith or not, doesn't have a faith, because when they are looking into a human being and surrounding, they can see that some people that claiming to have the belief but doing something that is actually bad. So they want to put that say rule inside their head, like something that is actually they understood that is actually is the same whether you have a faith or not. Even though if we try to make a general rule and we look into all people who have the faith and people who doesn't have a faith, we can see the significant differences between whoever have a faith and whoever doesn't have any faith. Even the statistic being done about suicidal people in the world, suicide rating in the world. So the most people who like to have their own life being taken by their own hand is actually those who doesn't have any belief. The atheists are the highest. The atheists, those who don't believe in God, they have the highest rating of suicide rating. They can have that motive. And on the other hand, those who are actually Muslim are the lowest people in the world to have suicidal attempt or feeling inside their mind. So when we compare by statistic and everything, you can see that there is differences between belief or faith and disbelief. There is significant differences and big differences actually, because when you do that statistic you can see. But if you just look into individuals, then you can have that bad people from among those who claim to have faith, and good people from among those people who said I don't believe in God. You can see person, but as a whole group, no, there is actually significant differences. Wala ta'ata wa ma'siyata. Also, it's not the same obedient action and also disobedient. That is essentially have differences. Wala ahlal jannati wa ahlal nar. And also will not be equivalent the dwellers of paradise and the dwellers of hell. Wal amal al khabithati wal amal tayyibati. Also the good deeds, the bad deeds, evil deeds, and the good deeds is not the same. Wala mal al haram bil mal al halal. And also will not be the same wealth from the source of haram and wealth from the source of halal. It's not be the same. That is actually what we should understand from this rule. وهذه القاعدة القرآنية هي مصدر هي صدر الآية الكريمة. And this Quranic rule is actually at the beginning of the noble ayah in Surah Al-Ma'idah verse number 100. The Allah said, "Qul hal yastawil khabith wa tayyibu." Say, O Muhammad, is it the same, the badness and the goodness? Walau a'jabaka kasratul khabith, even though you are you are you feel amazed by the abundance of the badness. Fattaqullaha ya ulil albabi. Then be pious towards Allah. Fear Allah. Oh, those who have sound mind, who have mind, those who have the logic inside their mind. La'allakum tuflihun. May you all become successful because of your piety towards Allah. So inside the ayah, that is actually the role that we learning today is the beginning of that ayah. Wallati siqat fi ma'radil hadith an anwa'il min al-mata'imi wa masharibi was saidi wa tafsilil haram wal halal fiha. That's actually this ayah being dragged in the while we're talking about variety of food, drink, also about the whatever being hunting, whatever animal you hunt, and also about the halal and haram about it. Minute discussion about halal and haram, because Surah Al-Ma'idah is actually known from the beginning of the surah, talking about whatever being permissible for us to eat and what is not permissible for us to eat, what is halal, what is haram. So in the 100th ayah after Allah Ta'ala give us all the rulings about food and drinks, and also whatever we can hunt, whatever in hunting you can hunt and become permissible for you to eat, and also whatever is not permissible, because in Islam, other than slaughtering the animal, you can hunt the wild animal, and it's permissible for you to eat it, because the way when you slaughter animal and the way when you hunt an animal is different. Because when you slaughter the animal, you have all the capability to bleed out the animal, but when you are actually hunting an animal, you can only use two things: something that is sharp, either by bow and arrow, or also sharp, what do you say, spear, sharp spear, and also that is the way for that thing to be permissible for you. You say Bismillah and you throw, or Bismillah you throw. If the animal died by the arrow, is permissible for you to eat it. And also if you have hunting dog, for if you, or even birds of prey with you, raptor that you teach to catch animal for you, if you release it by saying Bismillah, and your dog hunt an animal and catch it for you, you can eat it even though you didn't slaughter the animal. That is the thing, the way that Allah Ta'ala want to give you the detail about halal and haram. Halal and haram is there. Yeah, you can eat by slaughtering, or you can eat by that way. So while talking about that, until the 100th ayah come, what we say, the ruling, the Qā'idah, or the rule that Allah Ta'ala want us to think about it, is not actually equivalent, it's not the same. The badness and the goodness, the wickedness and the goodness is not the same. You cannot say it's the same, because the animal die. I don't see any differences. Even actually, if you go into some slaughtering house or abattoir, they said, even though they are not using the Islamic way, the meat is, you can see, it's the same. You cannot differentiate the meat between whatever been slaughtered by the Islamic way that is permissible for us to eat and not. They say that show the differences there, but that's actually the thing that can be said by some people. But we have the ruling by Allah for us to only eat what is permissible for us to eat. It's not the same. You can say the same, but it's not the same. Once when I was in Yemen, one of our embassy staff, he was in Vietnam before. He said that actually when they was in Vietnam, and he actually slaughter the chicken that he want to eat by himself. When he went to the market and want to clean out the chicken, so the people there help him to remove the feather and everything. And actually, when being put the chicken slaughtered Islamic way, and the chicken is not slaughtered by Islamic way, there's quite big differences in the color, because this one is being knocked by the head, and the blood is still inside the body. This one being slaughtered by Islamic way, so clean, so white. So while he was waiting for his chicken to be clean and also to be cut, people actually looking into the all the chicken there. So after the feather is gone from his chicken and all the chicken there, people actually want to buy his chicken. They say, we want to buy this one because the other have bruises because the blood inside. So that's a significant. But actually, some people say it's the same. Like some people say riba and riba and also business or trading is the same. Like if I trade with you, I buy something, 5 ringgit. So I sell it to you, 6 ringgit. So my 5 ringgit become 6 ringgit. So what is the differences between I give you 5 ringgit and return to me 6 ringgit? I lend you 5 ringgit and you return to me 6 ringgit. What is the differences there? Because if you look into it, your 5 ringgit becomes 6. Just that here, there's something there. 5 ringgit becomes 6. But here, only the money. Being the transaction is the money only. No goods. It become the mediator of that transaction. So actually, at that time, some of the people saying that innamal bay'u mithlu riba, that selling and buying is actually the same as riba. Because the 5 ringgit become 6 or the 5 ringgit become 7. In the first thing, you have something here. The second thing, you just give the money and the person will return it to you. So we want to understand here that is not the same. That being said by Allah. That being said by Allah, it's not the same. There about riba is one of the examples that you can see. People who say that it's the same. What is the differences? Or like some people who say that marriage, if I willingly and I have I actually faithful towards my partner and she is faithful towards me and we love each other, then why should we have the ritual or the ritual about to marry each other? Why the ritual will still be there? Why must the parent of the woman say to me, or his father or guardian say to me, do you want to marry my daughter? And I will say, I marry you to my daughter, and I will say to him, yes, I accept. Why does that saying is still the base for the relationship between me and the woman become permissible in Islam? Shouldn't love enough? If love is there, I think love is enough. Some people say something like that. But like we say here, wala tastawil khabithu wa tayyib. And actually, the badness, kul hal yastawil khabithu wa tayyib, say, O Muhammad, is not the same between wickedness or badness with the goodness. It's not the same. You have to understand that. Wala raiba is not actually something we have doubt about it. Anal ghadda min al-ayati, that the objective of this ayah 100, Surah Al-Ma'idah, laysa mujaril ikhbar, is not only to tell you, to give an announcement, to give a news to you, bi anna al-khabitha la yastawi huwa wa tayyib, that the badness, the evilness is not the same, it is not the same with the goodness. It's not just to tell you about that. فَذَلِكَ أَمْرٌ مَرْكُوزٌ فِي الْفِطْرِ. Because that is actually something can be seen in our nature. You know, look at something, you know, this bad, this good. Nobody is actually so retarded, cannot understand. Like you have a good rice just being cooked, and the bad rice, the rice that is actually already being spoiled. You have this smell, and this is actually the other smell. So you can differentiate in the nature that you have about the smell, about the look, the hearing. Yourself is actually Allah Ta'ala have made inside the human self that they can understand this is good, this is bad. So this ayah is actually from the start not about telling you something that is actually already inside your nature. Balil ghardu. So actually the objective of this ayah, al-hathu wa targhibu fi tatabbu'i kulli tayyibin. It actually is encouragement and also a push from a channel from the religion for you to follow up everything that is good from saying, doing, and also belief. And even from your earning. What do you earn? How you earn your salary? How you earn your life? So everything is actually about whatever good from that four things. وَتَنْفِيرٌ مِنْ كُلِّ خَبِيثٍ مِنَ الْقَوْلِ وَالْعَمَلِ وَالْإِعْتِقَادِ وَالْمَكْسَبِ. And also for you to run away, go away from any badness, any evilness from saying, doing, belief, and also earning. Whatever you earn, how do you earn your living? It's actually an encouragement or whatever you say, guide from Allah for you to go into the good one, not to go into the bad one. ولما كان في بعض النفوس ميل إلى بعض الأقوال والأفعال والمكاسب الخبيثة. And because of some of the soul in human, some of them, not all, but some, they have actually tendency to go into some of saying or doing or earning that's actually bad. Bad earning, saying, and doing. The tendency is there. You have to know that the human soul, like being said in Surah Yusuf, Inna nafsa la ammaratun bisu, that the soul is actually being provoked by the badness. Any badness is a tendency. They have a tendency to go there. If not, then you can always look into the story of Adam when he was in the paradise. He can be tempted to go into eating from the tree that has been forbidden by Allah, even though he is already inside the paradise. So, as what happened to him, that's actually for us to learn. For us to learn and take all the lesson from the story of Adam. That's actually, you cannot say that I will not be tempted, I will not be doing bad. No, you can always be like that, because that is the nature of yourself. So some of the nature of the human self, they actually like or have the tendency to go into saying or doing bad saying, bad doing, and bad earning. They have that tendency. وَكَانَ كَثِيرٌ مِنَ النَّاسِ يُؤْثِرُونَ الْعَاجِلَ عَلَى الْآجِلِ. And many of the human, they actually prefer what is actually fast than whatever will come after that. You always want to be fast. You want to be something actually instant, to be instant. Then for you to take a time about that. It's normal for human having that desire. Wafani anil baqi. And also, they always prefer something that is actually not everlasting. It's not everlasting. They prefer that upon the thing that actually everlasting in the sense of Allah. But it will be for you in hereafter and all your life. So people sometimes prefer the instant, not the thing that have take time for you to get it, and also something that actually will diminish upon something they say everlasting. They have that tendency. Ja'a tahdhiru min al-khabith bi uslubin ajib. So because of that nature in human, they want to go into bad saying, bad doing, and bad earning, and also they want something is instant. They don't want to wait, and also whatever is actually not everlasting, then the thing that is everlasting. So ja'at tahdhir. So the warning came from Allah. Min al-khabith, from the badness, bi uslubin ajibin, with actually amazing style of wording. Amazing style of wording. Yaqta'u tariqa ala man qad yahtajju bi kathrati man yatanawalu. Is cut off the road or the way upon whoever may argue about the abundantness of whatever he can get from the badness. He said that yes, this is good, but it is so little. This one is bad, but this is so abundant. You can get it more. Like this time in our life today, when people start to invest their money into some ways that is actually in Islam is forbidden. So, but because of the temptation about you can be rich in short time, in a short time, you can get all the earnings. Like some people trading in forex, you can get in just few hours, you can be a millionaire. You can get 50,000. That's quick. But if you use the old or the permissible way of Islam, then you have to wait 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, then you get the same amount. So some people, they have that tendency. So they say that this one is actually quick. You have instant, you can become instant rich person. So the ayah came, cut any argument from them. When he said, walau a'jabaka kathratul khabith. He said here, faqala azza wa jalla, walau a'jabaka kathratul khabith. Even it amaze you the abundantness of the bad or the evil. It's not the same. Even though you amazed by the abundantness of the evilness of the bad. وَذَلِكَ أَنَّ فِي بَعْضِ الْخَبَائِثِ شَيْءٌ مِنَ اللَّذَّةِ حِسِّيَّةِ وَالْمَعْنَوِيَّةِ. It is because, why? Because in some of the badness, some of the evil things, there is a little enjoyment, physical enjoyment or spiritual enjoyment. It can happen. كالحصول على مال كثير لكن من طريق حرام. Like earning, like getting wealth, abundance of wealth, but from the way of haram. So you see, like gambling. You put 20 cents, you get 1,000. You buy 1 ringgit, you got 20,000. So people start to say that it's not bad because you can get the earning and your money is actually inside your pocket. You don't use the base of your life, but just few things. That is actually few ringgit, 10 ringgit. It's not really because you can maybe you take a lunch or dinner more than that. They say so just 10 ringgit, 20 ringgit. What is the loss for you there? So people like something essentially quickly or instant to get the wealth. أو الحصول في اللذة الجسدية عن طريق الزنا, or to get the pleasure, the bodily pleasure through the way of fornication or zina. Just to get that pleasure. Awil khamri, or intoxicated drinks, or maybe drugs. Aw ghairihima, or other than that, those two things. Minal maladzatil muharramati, from among the enjoyment that's actually forbidden in Islam. فَهَذِي قَدْ تَغْرِي إِنسَانٍ وَتُعْجِبُهُ. Because all of these things, like to become rich in a short while, to have your bodily pleasure, or to get high in your mind and happy for a short while. Sometimes these things can tempt the human, tempting towards the human, and he become amazed to it. Illa annahu ma'akathrati miqdarihi. Except that, even though these things, with the abundantness of its not value, volume, is volume. Waladhadatihi mana mutanawilihi, and also the enjoyment, the pleasure of getting it. Wa qurbi wijdanihi, and also because the instantness of getting it. Sababun lil hirmani min as-sa'adati al-baqiyati. It is actually become the cause to not getting the pleasure or the happiness, everlasting happiness, as-sarmadiyati, forever and ever. Allati ilayhi al-isharatu bi qawlihi, that Allah Ta'ala show it, or pointing out to it, in Surah Al-Kahfi, verse number 46. Wal baqiyatu salihatu khairun inda rabbika. And whatever is everlasting, and goodness everlasting is better in the sight of your God. Because you actually want the worldly pleasure, the short pleasure, but Allah Ta'ala, when you give you something, is actually everlasting. So if you go into the forbid things, that is actually you get the pleasure, the richness and everything for the short while, but that is the cause for you to not getting the everlasting happiness. So it's not equivalent actually. وَإِذَا كَانَ الْأَمْرُ كَذَلِكَ, and if the things is like that, فَالْخَبِيثُ, then the badness, the bad or the evil, walau a'jabak kathratuhu, even though you are amazed by its abundantness, yumtana'u an yakuna musawin li tayyibi, is actually cannot be accepted to become equivalent with the good. Because the whatever the consequences from the bad is not just like that. Not just you go into having it instantly and nothing happened to you. Because it will stop you from getting the everlasting happiness. It's not equivalent, not really equivalent, not worth it. Can you say it's not worth it? Ayakuna musawin li tayyibi alladhi a'zamahu, that the goodness is actually overpowering it. Actually, ma'rifatullahi wa mahabbatihi, because the thing, the goodness is actually came or will cause you to know your God and to know Allah, and also to love Him. Wa ta'atihi, and also to obey Him. Because when you not taking the shortcut, you go into the right way, so you actually are showing your love towards Allah and obeying Allah. While the other side, when you go into the shortcut, you want to get anything instant, so it's actually you are against loving Allah and obedient towards Him. Fatilka hiya wallah al-hayatu tayyibatu, then it is actually by Allah is good. It is actually a good life for you to have, to know your God, to know your Creator, and to love Him and to obey Him. That is actually the good life. Allati wa'ada biha azza wa jalla, that Allah Ta'ala promised that type of life. Man istaqama ala amrihi, whoever that is actually consistent to His command, always consistent with His command, He already give promise that is the life that we will have. Bi anna tayyiba aishuhu fid dunya wal barzakhi, bi an yatiba aishahu fid dunya wal barzakhi wal akhirati, that He will make good for the person's life in this world, in the grave, the barzakh, and also in the last day. All of it will become better for the person. Qala Allah Ta'ala, Allah Ta'ala said, Allah the Almighty said in the Surah An-Nahl, verse number 97, he said, Man amila salihan min dhakarin aw untha. Whoever do good deeds from among the male or female, either one. Wa huwa mu'minun, while he is actually a believer. That is actually something that you have to know. Doing good only without believing Allah doesn't have any value. But doing good while you are actually a believer, that is actually what you are talking about. Allah Ta'ala said, فَلْنُحْيَنَّهُ حَيَاةً طَيِّبَةً. We will make him to live a good life. وَلَنَجْزِيَنَّهُمْ أَجْرَهُمْ بِأَحْسَنِ مَا كَانُوا يَعْمَلُونَ. And we will give to him his reward, their reward, with the best whatever they have done before. Whatever you say, you do, or you have your faith about it, good in the sense of Allah, then he will reward you there because of that. So he promised that will give you good life, good barzakh, good life in the barzakh, and good life in the last day. هؤلاء هم الذين طابت أقوالهم وأفعالهم وحياتهم. Those are people who actually become good. They are saying was good. They are saying, they are doing, and also their life. فَطَابَ مَمَاتُهُمْ وَرُجُوءُهُمْ إِلَى اللَّهِ. So it's become good also, their death, and also their return to Allah. It's all become good because they actually being promised by Allah to get that. Because the goodness is not the same as the badness. Kama qala azza wa jalla, as been said by Allah azza wa jalla in Surah An-Nahl verse number 32, alladhina tawaffahumul malaikatu tayyibin. Those who are actually being put to death by the angels while they are actually good. They are good, being put to death by the angels while they are actually good people. Nas'alullah al-karim al-mannan min fadlihi al-wasi' al-azim. We ask Allah that who actually so gracious and also bestowing these things to his servant we ask from among his bounty that is actually all so wide and also so great to give us this type of goodness. So we be among the people that is actually Allah Ta'ala said that will be put down to death by the angels while they are actually a good people. وَلِعَظِيمَ مَوْقِعِ هَذِهِ الْقَاعِدَةِ وَمَا دَلَّتْ عَلَيْهِ. And because of the greatness of the position of this rule and whatever وَمَا دَلَّتْ عَلَيْهِ, whatever being shown by the rule, فَإِنَّ الْمُتَأَمِّلَ لِلْقُرْآنِ يَجِدُ عَجَبًا من كثرة التأكد على الأعمال. Whoever is looking into the Quran, who carefully look into the Quran, will found amazing. We found something amazing from the vastness of the emphasis upon deeds. Bima dalat alaiha al-qa'idati, by being whatever being shown by this Qā'idah. The deeds emphasized by Allah, that is actually equivalent or like showing the meaning of this rule that we are learning today. وَمِنْ ذَلِكَ, from among that, first, number one, التأكيد على ضرورة العناية بالمكاسب الطيبة. There is actually an emphasis about the importance to care about your earning, the good earnings. Not just you earn, good earning. وَلَمْ يَسْتَثْنِ اللَّهَ أَحَدًا مِنْ عِبَادِهِ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ. And Allah never ever make an exception about this rule from among his servants or believers from this rule. فِي الْحَثِّ عَلَى هَذَا الْأَمْرِ, to encourage them upon this matter. بِالْإِضَافَةِ إِلَى الْأُمُومَاتِ الْآمِرَةِ بِطَيِّبِ الْمَكَاسِبِ. By the same time, there is actually there is general command to get good earnings. Kaqaulihi ta'ala, Like Allah Ta'ala said in the Surah Al-Baqarah, verse number 168. Allah Ta'ala said, Ya ayuhan nas, O humankind, Kulu mimma fil ardi halalan tayyiba. Eat from whatever on the earth that's actually permissible and also good. Permissible and good. Wala tattabi'u khutuwati syaitan. Don't follow the step of shaitan. Satan. Innahu lakum aduwwun mubin. He, Satan, is actually for you, is actually a clear enemy. A clear enemy for you. So don't follow his step. That Allah Ta'ala command that gentleness to everybody. But illa an Allah Ta'ala khasar Rasul alaihi salatu wassalam. That Allah, after saying the gentleness about everybody must do that. Because ya ayyuhalladhina aman, ya ayyuhan nas, inside that, everybody is inside that command. A common person, a rich person, a poor person, a prophet, a farmer, everybody is inside that command, ya ayyuhan nas. Except that Allah Ta'ala make an exclusive command to the prophet, to the messengers, upon them peace. Alladhina kanu atyabun nasi hissan wa ma'nan. They are actually from among the good, the best among the humankind, either by physical or spiritual. They are the best. Bi khitabin khas, Allah Ta'ala give them special command, special saying, fi hadil mas'alati bidzat, about this, the same whatever being commanded to all the humankind. Faqala Ta'ala, Allah Ta'ala said in Surah Al-Mu'minun, verse number 51, Allah Ta'ala said, Ya ayyuhar rusul, O messenger, the messengers, O messengers of Allah, Kulu min tayyibat, eat from whatever is good. That being said to the all the humankind, Kulu mimma fil ardi halalan tayyiba, eat from whatever on the earth that is actually permissible and good. Now Allah Ta'ala make a special command to the messengers, eat from among the good things. Wa'malu salihah, and do the good deeds. Do the good deeds. Inni bima ta'maluna alim. I verily, whatever you are doing or you did, verily all knowing about that. All knowing about whatever you did. So this, in this first example, the goodness being told to the humankind, and the goodness also being told to the messengers of Allah. The same command, not being separated, not being said that for those who actually not messenger of Allah can do anything, eat anything because you are not good. Those people are good, so they have to eat only good things. But you are not really good, so eat anything is actually permissible for you. It's not being said like that. Not being said by Allah like that. Wa kullu hada yu'akkidu, everything of this yu'akkidu darurat al-inayati bi hadal babil azim, is actually emphasizing the importance to taking care of this big topic. That is actually your earning, your eating, your drinking. Alladhi wa tayyibul maksabi, that's actually about good in earnings. You're earning your life with good way, not bad way. Walaqad kana salafun as-salihu shadidul inayati bi hadhihi mas'alati. And our past salaf. The salaf is actually what we did mention before. Those generation from the Prophet, after them and after them, for about 300 years after the Prophet SAW, do all of them being called as salaf, who's all following each other. The tabi'in is following the tabi'in. The tabi'in is actually following the Sahaba. So they actually like a same group inside a same belief. So he said here that our salaf, our past salaf, as-salih, they actually very, very uptight about taking care of this matter, about making sure your earning is actually from a good source. وَلَرُبَّمَا سَافَرَ أَحَدُهُمْ مِئَةَ الْأَمْيَالِ. And maybe some of them travel hundred mile from his origin. وَتَغَرَّبَ عَنْ وَطَنِهِ, and he become alienated from his land, making go away to become strangers in other places. كُلُّ ذَلِكَ بَحْثًا عَنْ لُقْمَةٍ طَيِّبَةٍ حَلَالٍ. All of that is actually just to search just a single food. That's actually a single what do you say, swap, mouthful, a mouthful. That's actually halal, good and halal. They travel 100 miles just to search for good mouthful food for yourself or for their family. Hatta qala Sufyan al-Thawri, even until that Sufyan al-Thawri said, Inna talab al-halali huwa amalul abtal. To search for the halal is actually from the work of the warrior. To search for halal is the work of the warrior. To search for the halal is the work of the warrior. Walaqad asbabil inayati bitibil maksabi inda aslafina umurun min ahammiha. And from the reason, from the greatest reason, of course, to taking care about making sure your earnings is good from the good source, for our salaf, what is the cost? There is few things that become the cause or the reason they're taking care about that. Min ahammiha, from among the important of it, number A, Anna Allah tayyibun la yakbalu illa tayyiba, kama qala an-nabi. That Allah Ta'ala is good and He will not accept something is good, like being said by the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The Prophet said, Inna Allah tayyibun wa la yakbalu illa tayyiba. Allah Ta'ala is good and He will not accept something is good. Something is good only being accepted by Allah. So anything is unclean or from the source of not halal, you cannot present it to Allah. So you want to give to Allah charity, you want to do korban, you want the sacrifice, you want to go to Hajj, you want to go to mosque, you want to learn. Everything must come from the tayyib earning, because Allah Ta'ala will not accept from you except what is actually good. Allah Ta'ala is good and not accepting anything is actually except that something is good. B, wa minha anna hadhil makasibi mimma tambutu alaiha ajsad. And secondly, because whatever you're earning, whatever you earn, is actually become something that then from it your flesh will grow. That your flesh will grow from that earning. Whatever you eat, that will become your flesh. So they're really taking care about their earning to make sure it is good from good source. Because first, Allah Ta'ala only accept goodness, doesn't accept anything bad. And secondly, because what you earn will become your flesh. وَلِهَذَا فَإِنَّمَا مِمَّا يُوصَى. Because of this, from among things that is actually being advised, kathrati sadaqati kullama kathral mal, for us to make sure that we do more sadaqah whenever our wealth become abundant. The more you earn, the more you get, the more you do sadaqah. Aw qawiyat fihi shubhah, or whenever inside your wealth there's so the uncertainty is quite high. You have that uncertainty about whatever you earn. Then to do greater sadaqah is best. Kama awsa bidzalika an-nabi man yata'atuna at-tijarata, as being advised by it the Prophet, peace be upon him, whoever involved in trading. Haythu yaqul, by the Prophet ﷺ is saying, Fima rawahu ahlus sunani, by being narrated by ahlus sunan, Tirmidhi, Nasai, Ibn Majah, Abu Daud, min hadith Qais bin Abi Gharzah, from the hadith of Qais bin Abi Gharzah, radhiallahu anhu, may Allah peace be upon him. Qala, he said, Kharaja alayna Rasulullah, the Prophet went out to us, the messenger of Allah went out to us, wa nahnu nasma al-samasirah, when we actually was trading our goods. The Prophet came out to us and said, faqala ya ma'ashara tujjar, O traders, inna shaitan wal ithma yahduran al bay'a, that shaitan and also the sin will always come into the buying and selling. Fashubu bay'akum bis sadaqah. So clean up your trading, your selling and buying by doing sadaqah. Because shaitan will always come to your whatever you sell and you buy, the shaitan and sin will come to it. So clear it up with sadaqah. Qala At-Tirmidhi said, hadithun hasanun sahih. This hadith is hasan and sahih. Hasan and sahih. Wa idza kana hadha sya'nul maksab at-tayyib. If this is actually this about the good earning, fa 'ala an-nasihi li nafsihi ay ijtahida fi tahqiqihi wal hadari min ay shay'in yakadiruhu. So among those who actually become fair or just to himself, because this thing is actually will not be known by others. You yourself know about this. Even though you can give any excuses, you know your trading, whatever you buy, whatever you sell, you know. So anybody is actually have the just feeling about himself must really struggle in realizing it to make sure that your earning is really from the good source. Wal-hadaru min ay shay'in yukadiruhu, and to taking care or be careful from anything that will make your earning or your earning become unclear or smoke. The things actually should be clear, but something will enter. So be careful about that. Khususan waqad tasa'a 'ala an-nasi al-yawm anwa' min al-makasib muharramati, especially today. That is especially when the upon human on our day today, the forbidden earning is actually become vast, and like we say, the way for you to do trade before, you have to go from your place to the place of traders and to buy and sell. But right now it's not like that anymore. You can buy just using your handphone. Just say choose the thing and you pay. So the way for anything sin and shaitan to go into your way of earning things actually so vast, not like before. Because before you have to meet somebody to do the trading, but now you don't have to. Just doing that. Sometimes even the unjust will come from the traders, sometimes from the buyer, from the seller and the buyer. Sometimes they will try to get each other's money by not the permissible way. Actually, this is what happening today. So whoever actually, because this is thing that happening now, so you have to be careful, especially today when the types of not permissible way of earning is actually become so vast. Fadlan an mukhtalati wal mushtabihati is actually this add up to it, whatever being mixed up and also unclear. There is actually is there the two things, but this actually the non halal way of getting earnings is there. upon that, that's actually something that mixed up, or also something is not clear. Is it halal or haram? Not clear. That is other types. But in our time today, is so vast upon human, the way to get uh, uh, you say non-halal way of earning. Scammers, you say, uh, taking out money of people just by calling, tell them to transfer the money right now. So the people transfer the money and they went away. They're happy about that. But this is actually the things that everybody have to take care about that. كبعض الشركات الموجودة في أسواق الأسهم المحلية والعالمية, like some of the company that exists today in the trading in the trading market, either local or international. They have that trading, to buy stock and everything, either local or international. The way for them to take people's money unlawfully is actually being done vastly. People, because people actually like to have um, quick earnings, so they go into that type of trading, even though it's not permissible, forbidden by Allah. That's the first thing. Secondly, وَمِنْ هِدَايَةِ هَذِهِ الْقَاعِدَةِ الْقُرْآنِيَةِ الْعَظِيمَةِ, and from among the guidance of this Quranic, great Quranic rule, أَنَّهُ لَا يَصِحُ أَبَدًا, there's actually it's not right ever أن نجعل الكثرة مقياس للطيب شيء ما, that for us to making the vastness or the abundantness of something as a measurement for goodness of that things. Because some people say this is good because it's vast, not little. This is many. It's better than that one because this is many. So some people that looking into the volume of something, for them to say that this is good. Because if you do this, you can do charity, you can build school, you can help poor. So some people is using that excuses to go into unlawful or forbidden way of earnings, or something that's actually not good. They said it's okay because the result, or whatever you can do with that is actually so better than the other part. By going there, you have to take time, years. But this way, you can get abundant and actually quickly. So for them, some people have that type of thinking. Wasihatuhu wasalamatuhu min al-mahadir syar'iyyati, and it become the measurement for is actually no, not truthfulness, become law, is lawful and is actually safe because it's abundant, so it's safe because it's actually abundant. So you can say that it is actually accepted by the Shara, and a way it's actually is also safe from the whatever being warned by the Sharia. هذا أمر يصدق على الأقوال والأفعال والمعتقدات, and these things actually can be it's actually true on the saying or the doing or the belief. Because some people say that you can lie so that you can get the intention of that person for you to do dakwah by lying. That's the same, because they said the numbers matter. They said the numbers is actually for us to think about our success. Look at the numbers, because Allah Subhanahu wa Taala have shown us in the Quran and the Hadith of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam about those previous messengers of Allah. Numbers is actually not among their specialty. Then they didn't get a good numbers of followers. They didn't get the good numbers of followers. That is clear to us to see that. But you cannot say that because they are doing the way like being told by Allah. They're saying, they are doing, and they are belief. Because some people say that, why not? We just lie to them, to those people, so that they will come to us. And after that, we can do the da'wah to them, uh, to make them follow the truth. Like some of the, in our time, some people that they have the liberal thinkings, or they say that they want to do da'wah. So at first, don't say the haram and the halal. Don't say that. Don't say that worshipping other than Allah is forbidden. Just say it's actually okay. So when they are sitting with you, you get the numbers. They can sit with you, and you can give the da'wah more than when they are running away from you. That's the thing. The thing about this measurement, or this, say, skill that some people have. But Allah cut it off by saying that it's not the same. Even though the vastness, the abundantness of the bad will get you to, but this is not the same in the sight of Allah. Allah want you to go the right way, not the wrong way. Because in Islam, your cause or your goal and the way for you to reaching the goal, both of it must be good. Not just because your goal is good, then the way you can do whatever you want. That's actually not from the teaching of Islam. Bal yajibu an nahkuma al asya bi kaifiyatiha wa sifatiha wa bimada muwafaqatiha li syar'in mutahhar. But even we actually obligated to look into things by its ways, its character, and how far that the thing is actually, we say, with the following the shara, or have the following all the rule of shara. You have to look into that three things. Everything will be ruled, or will be judged by that three things: the way, its character, and how far it is actually following or going into the shara way. That is the three things. Ta'ammal masalan fi qillati atba'ir rusul. Look into the little, or the minute numbers of the follower of the messengers of Allah. Wa kathrati a'daihim, and the vastness, the numbers of his their enemy. In Surah Al-An'am, verse number 116. Al-An'am 116, Allah Ta'ala said, wa in tuti aktsara man fil ardi yudilluka an sabilillah. And if you follow the many of those who on the earth, you follow the many, the bigger number of those who on the earth, yudilluka an sabilillah, they will misguided you from the way of Allah, because that is the number of the disbeliever. So, like we said, is there. Wahada mimma yu'akkidu ala adda'iyati ahmiyatil inati bil manhaji was salamatihi. Then is actually from among things that emphasizing upon the caller towards Islam, the preacher of Islam, about the importance to taking care about your discipline of your da'wah, and also the safeness of your da'wah. Is not to follow the way of wrongness or evilness ever. Even though, like we said, some people say that if you lie, then maybe they will come to you. Like the Prophet ﷺ, when be given by the Quraysh, they give him something that actually, if we put it today, they offer him something that if that offer being given to many people today, they will accept it. Like being said to the Prophet upon him, that if you want to be the king, our king, then we will make you our highest king of all. But the things that you must put away, your calling towards Islam. So some people will say that just take the authority, take the power, then after that use that power to do good to call people to Islam. People will say something like that. In our time right now, I can see that some people will quickly take that opportunity, even though the Prophet ﷺ reject it by saying, if they put the sun on my right hand and the moon on my left hand for me to live out this work, I will not do it ever. Even by putting the sun in my right hand and the moon in my left hand. So, but because that at the time, the Quraysh, they offer that thing through the uncle of the Prophet, Abu Talib, by saying to him, if you want to be the king, we will make you our greatest king. You want wealth, we will gather our money, give it to you. You want to marry any woman, just show, we give it to you. So the Prophet ﷺ said, even if they put the sun in my right hand, the moon in my left hand, for me to live out this da'wah, I will not do it. Because the thing is actually your goal and your way must be always by the way of Shara, not by the way that you like. Okay. He said here, وَأَلَّا يَكُونَ ذَلِكَ عَلَى حِسَابِ كَثْرَةِ الْأَتْبَاعِ. And also will not is not actually be your da'wah or your calling on the scale on the account of the many of the vastness of your followers. وَهَذَا مَوْضِعٌ لَا يَفْقَهُهُ إِلَّا مَنْ وَفَّقَهُ اللَّهُ. This is actually a position, a place that will not understand it except whoever being put in the right way by Allah. Allah put him in the right way, then he will understand. وَلَا يَصْبِرُ عَلَيْهِ إِلَّا مَنْ أَعَانَهُ اللَّهُ وَسَدَّدَهُ. I will not ever have patience upon this to taking care your manhaj, your discipline of da'wah, not to run away just because to get your like or to get supporters, not to get the supporters. Just because if you say truth, then people will not like you. So will you left the truth because you want people to like you, and after that you can say that I will slowly teach them the truth? That is actually not the same. And will not ever have patience upon this except whoever being helped by Allah and Allah Ta'ala made him right on the right path. لأن في الكثرة فتنة لأن في الكثرة فتنة وفي القلة ابتلاء. Because in the vastness of numbers there is actually a trial, and in fil qillati, in the lackness of numbers, ibtila, there's actually calamity, disaster. In that part, vastness, you have you yourself will think about yourself better than others. There's fitnah there, there's a trial. But here also, when you don't have any followers, that's actually ibtila. That is also we say the calamity or disaster from Allah. You can have that feeling. You can have that feeling. وإليك مثالا ثالثا يجلي لك معنى هذه القاعدة بوضوح. And I want to put here, he said, the third example that will make you, will clear up for you the meaning of this rule clearly. وهو أن تتأمل في كثرة المقالات والأقاعد الباطلة. That for you to look carefully into the vastness of saying and also about the beliefs. That is actually wrong belief, untrue belief. وكيف أن المعتقد الحق هو شيء واحد فقط. And like the true belief is just one. But the untrue belief, the untrue saying is so vast, so abundant. فقال الله عز وجل, Allah عز وجل said in Surah Al-An'am, verse number 153, وَأَنَّ هَذَا صِرَاطِي مُسْتَقِيمًا فَاتَّبِعُوهُ. And this is my way. straight way. Follow it. Fattabi'u, follow it. Wala tattabi'us subula. Don't follow the roads, the ways. Allah Ta'ala don't use way or road, but use ways and roads. Fatafarraqa bikum an sabilihi, and then it will make you go away from his way, the way of Allah, the road of Allah. Because that is actually so many branches, but the way towards Allah, only one. Wallahi, ma fil khabithi min ladzatin illa wa fi tayyibi mithluha wa ahsan. By Allah, there is nothing in the badness or evilness from pleasure except in the goodness, in the good, there is actually equivalent and better. Ma'amnin min su'il akibati, with addition, feeling safe from the bad ending in the dunya and the akhirah. Because the bad thing you do, you don't feel secure. Like those who go to go do fornication, or we say zina, unlawful intimacy before marriage. So they always doing that by afraid, scared about everything. While in the halal way, you have the good feeling from whatever you say a bad ending in this world and hereafter. Wal-akilu hina yataharraru min hawahu, and whoever have the sound mind, whenever he free himself from his desire. Wa yamtali'u qalbuhu min at-taqwa wal muraqabatillahi ta'ala, and fill up his heart with piety and awareness to the surveillance of Allah Ta'ala, or the Almighty, the High. فَإِنَّهُ لَا يَخْتَارُ إِلَّا الطَّيِّبِ, then he will not choose except whatever is good. بَلْ إِنَّ نَفْسَ سَتُعَافُ الْخَبِيثِ, even the soul, his soul, will look down into whatever is bad, will not have the desire to it. وَلَوْ كَانَ ذَلِكَ عَلَى حِسَابِ فَوَاتِ لَذَّاتِ وَلُحُوكِ الْمَشَقَّةِ, even though by not going into that badness or wickedness or evilness, that is actually at the same time that you will lose the enjoyment, and you will go into the trial or the position of not having pleasure, even though like that. But it's actually not equivalent, because this is actually just temporary. This is everlasting. Why should you do that? Fayantahi al-amru ila al-falahi fi dunya wal akhirati. Then you will end up the matter for the success in the dunya and the akhirah. Even though you lost, like people, like when your friend say that they have fun in clubbing, they doing that, doing this, meeting somebody, have pleasure. You lost that, and maybe you cannot. You do the right way, and you cannot. You have to struggle more than other, but the ending that you will get the success in this world and the akhirah. Musalliyan nafsahu biqawlihi ta'ala, that he also, when he realizing it, he will comfort himself by the saying of Allah in Surah Nisa verse number 77, Kul mata'ud dunya qalilun. Say, O Muhammad, that the enjoyment, the matter of this this world is actually so little. Wal akhiratu khairul liman ittaqa, and the last day is actually better for those who have piety. Wala tuzlamuna fatila, and you will not be being oppressed by Allah. We will not being given the right of Allah, even though the thing that you did just equivalent like the crumble of the bread. You know, the goodness that you did, like the crumble of the bread, you will not be being oppressed by Allah. Will not be given the right. No, He will give you everything. Give you everything. So the akhirah is better for you. The whatever in this world is just for a little time. And some people getting everything in this world that, but the thing is they will not feel uh, satisfied. Will always open up for them a new door for them to seeing other better than them. That's the hunger for attention, the hunger to become the number one. It's actually the thing will not stop. Allahumma ja'alna min alladhina tabat aqwaluhum wa af'aluhum. Oh Allah, make us from among those people who actually good in their saying, good in their doing. Fataba man munqalabuhum wa ma'aluhum. So their their return, their ending towards Allah will become also good. May Allah Ta'ala make us from those people. Wallahil hamd. Have any question? Assalamualaikum.
Ustad, I have a question. In accordance to Sharia laws, is it haram to become an organ donor?
Become?
Organ donor.
Become?
Organ donor.
Oh?
Organ donor. Donate organ.
Oh. Okay, the question is about donating organ. Is it forbidden in Islam? Actually, the things about donating organ in Islam, the ruling is actually the scholars have different opinion about that. And the Academy of Islamic Fiqh Academy in Riyadh, they have gathered and discussed this matter. Those scholars actually separated into two groups. The first group, from among the doctors and those who are practicing medicine, they said that it's actually helping others. It's like saving the life of many people. The life you save is like making the whole human race to be safe. So they said that is actually permissible and being encouraged for you to donate your organ. That is one part. They said about that. So about the benefit of you helping others by donating your organs. But the other the other group of scholars said that it's actually forbidden by Allah or forbidden by in their opinion because of few things. Firstly, your body is not yours to give away. Because if you can give it away, waiting for you to death, if you it's yours, like this my glasses, I can donate it to others. I can wear it, I can give it away. My ring, my watch, my car, my shoes, I can give it away. Owned by me, and can give it away. But your body is not owned by you. You are being given by Allah uh, the responsibility to taking care of it. So this is actually what I'm saying about those scholars who disagree about the ruling to give away your organ or body part to others, either when you are living or after your death. So they said, first, because it's not yours to give away. Secondly, any people who took the organs of others, they have to take anti-rejection injection. Means that if you take anything from the organ, the actually living organism, to put inside your body will eat it up and will destroy it, because it's not the same genetic with you. Like if you want to know, if you ever happen to you, you have any thorn go into your skin, and suddenly you feel hurt, and if you swell up, and even if you say in Malay they said banana, and after that your body will throw it away. That is the way for your body to throw it away. So anything in your body will be thrown away. Nothing will be preserved except for the embryo. The embryo is the only things that can safely be inside the body of a woman for 9 months and being brought alive after that. Other than that, if you put inside your body will kill it. So if you put heart or kidney or any body part on your body actually will kill it. So you have to take an anti-rejection injection. This is actually opening up for you, because some people, alhamdulillah, can live with that and no new disease come to him or her. Alhamdulillah, praise be to Allah. But most of the people, most of the those who got any new organ from the donors, they will develop new sickness, because the anti-rejection injection will open up your body to be entered by anything else and not be thrown away. So the danger is there. Thirdly, this ruling about it is permissible for you to give your organ to others is become opening a black market for people being abducted and being steal their body organ, like what happened in India. People will be catch, and after that being sedated, and they be taken out their kidney and be sewn back into life, but after that they will be sick. That become a market, a big market. So and the organ you not get it freely. You will get the organ will become with money, and only those who have money can get that treatment. So not everybody is open to that help. So the thing is actually opening up for many not good things will happen. That is the thing that being said here. At the same time, they said that something that is actually can grow back on your body, like your liver or your bone marrow, can be donated, because they said is equivalent to the or blood equivalent to the milk that being given to the child, because it's part of the bodily fluid. But when you give the child to have that milk, and you have the connection to become to have the connection with the child, it's permissible in Islam and being encouraged before. Even the Prophet SAW, he have few brothers from lactating brothers. I think that the same the terms, there's this special terms, brothers of lactation, because you and that the other person lactate from the same woman, you become brothers. Even because Ja'far, when he died, so people told the Prophet, why didn't you take Ja'far's daughter to become your wife? So the Prophet said, I am Ja'far, lactate from the same woman. He's my brother from lactation. So that's the thing, that something like that, like the blood, the blood, liver, bone marrow, can be donated, because it can grow back. So anything can grow back, can be done like that. But about the rulings, whatever I said here is about those who scholars that is actually not accepting not agreeing with the body the organ donors policy, or to donate. But at the same time, the opinion is actually separated. Different opinion happen there. The being taken out, the what being agreed upon by the Academy of Fiqh, Islamic Fiqh, or in the world, they rule about the permission when they found out to gather the opinion of the scholars. The scholars who actually doesn't agree, they went out. They don't stay inside the hall. So when they count the hand who agree about this ruling, so the those who agree or permissible for body for donating organ prevail. The ruling came to them. So if you ask me, what being ruled out by the academic of Islamic faith of the world, by most of authorities of Islam following that, they're saying that it's actually permissible. But the argument is not really quite strong. The argument from the other side is actually stronger. When I saying that this actually, if you look around, some of our friends being given by Allah this trial, some of our even trial. So one of the guy, a good guy, actually known as Ustaz. So he got kidney from his auntie, and he's living right now and doing good things. Allahu alam, from his aunties. His auntie gave her one of her kidney, give him one of her kidney. So he is actually alive and actually doing goodness. Allahu alam. Maybe this is the side of the rulings that showing the benefit about it is actually they have the benefit about it. Allahu alam. Assalamualaikum Ustaz. If we are why Ustaz, if we are offering sacrifice in another country, do we have to make sure the sacrifice is done after we are done with our Eid prayer? No, because we don't have to what you said, we don't have to relate ourselves to the structuring of sacrifice in our place. So if the like happen, some of our friend, they do the sacrifice in Sudan and many African countries before. So they are doing the sacrifice on Saturday because they pray there. In Malaysia, pray our Eid prayer Sunday. So the slaughtering of the animal will be on where the animal will be slaughtered. Must be after the prayer and khutbah. The prayer or the prayer only, because the khutbah is not what being told to be listened, because the Prophet give the companion to go back after the end prayer. Whoever want to go back can go back. The Prophet ﷺ give them that command. So you don't have to know when your sacrifice being slaughtered. It's not for you. It's not related to your country, but to the country where your animal is slaughtered, not in your country. Is there a rule? Of sacrifice should be done after we done it salah, not before? Yes, if actually related to where you are, not where the animal is. You know, if you're an animal being sacrificed in other country, if you are in Saudi Arabia, your Eid prayer is on is actually if you do your sacrifice in Saudi Arabia and they are doing that in Saturday, you yourself will be praying Eid prayer on Sunday. So there's no contradiction about that, because the Prophet ﷺ did say about whoever slaughtering the animal after our prayer, that is actually being accepted by Allah as a sacrifice. Whoever sacrifice the animal before the end prayer at that is place, then this is not accepted as a sacrifice. Where the animal being slaughtered, that's the thing. Not about where you are and the animal is being slaughtered in the place. Do we have to tell them to wait until we perform our Eid? No. Salah, then they can complete the sacrifice. No, for example, if we offering sacrifice in Nigeria this year, for us in Malaysia, Eid al-Adha fell on Sunday, 10 of July 2022, but the Eid Adha fell on Saturday in Nigeria, 9 of July 2022. Do we have to tell them in Nigeria to not complete the sacrifice on Saturday, but wait until we perform our Salah on Sunday? No, that's not the way. Because the animal is there. The prayer is being done in Nigeria. So your slaughtering animal is there. So after the prayer being done, the animal can be slaughtered. Why should you stall? Because it's not related to you. Because the Prophet ﷺ is saying whatever in front of him at that time. What is the ruling of the sacrifice is done before we are done with our prayer. If the animal is with you and you are actually doing it before the end prayer at your place, that is not accepted as sacrifice. It become meat for you and your family to eat. Yeah, sorry, question. Okay, that's Alhamdulillah. That's only. What is the question?
Okay. Ustaz, so we can only cut our hair and fingernails after our animals are slaughtered.
Okay. That's the first thing. The question is about the acceptance of the animal as a sacrifice to Allah. About our about the adab of not cutting your nail or cutting your hair until your sacrifice animal being slaughtered. That is actually you have to follow. Means that if you are sacrificing in you are from Saudi Arabia, you sacrifice your goat or your sheep or your cow in Cambodia. So you cannot cut your fingernail or you cut your hair until the animal being slaughtered. That is in Sunday. You pray your Eid in Saturday. But those people in Cambodia only slaughter the animal on Sunday. So you cutting your fingernail after they slaughtered your animal, not before.
Okay, sorry, Ustaz. So what if they slaughter my animal? I slaughter in let's say Saudi Arabia. What if they slaughter on Saturday, but I only pray my Eid Salah on Sunday?
As long as your slaughtered animal being slaughtered,
Saturday.
then you can cut. Even though you didn't pray yet your Eid prayer, because the ruling came from the Surah Al-Baqarah, verse number 169, 196. Allah Ta'ala said, "Wala tahliku ru'usakum hatta yablughal hadyu mahillah." Don't you shave your head until the sacrifice animal come to its place. Means that being slaughtered at its place. Then only you can shave your head. Okay.
Okay, Assalamualaikum Ustaz.
That one.
I have a...
That one is that microphone, I think. Better for you to take the blue one. Wait.
Okay, Ustaz.
Okay.
I have a question. Can we eat frog?
No, you cannot eat frog.
Why?
Because you cannot kill frog. The Prophet forbade you from killing frog. If you cannot kill frog, how can you eat it? Something that you cannot kill, how can you eat it? You want to take the frog and lick it? No. Because you cannot kill it, then you cannot eat it. Because frog is among creatures that the Prophet ﷺ forbade us from killing it. Bees. The few things that the Prophet told not to kill that. Frog is among animal that is forbidden by the Prophet to be killed. So if you cannot kill it, how can you eat it? Okay? You cannot. Then you need to. Okay, wallahu a'lam. Alhamdulillah, we finish our class today. Wa sallallahu ala Muhammadin. Wassalamu alhamdulillah rabbil alamin. Subhanallah anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.